What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. I am Zedmot. We're going to start with the stuff that I always leave to the end. Please consider throwing Zedmot into your creator code. Enough about that. Let's go move over. We're going to get into warships. As you can see here, I am in 4-engine room territory. Now, this season is called To the Skies, but it's a bit of a ground war. We are in the trenches, and the reason for that is, A, we've got critters. I'm going to upgrade those right now. Actually, I can max them. That's fantastic. Max critters, so useful on both 3 and 4 engine room bases, becoming less useful at the moment, but we've also got Seekers here, and Seekers and critters are so good right now, and they are working in tandem and doing magical things. Now, I've got a super cheap upgrade here in mortars. I'm going to go ahead and do that simply because it's going to give me one more mortar and make things ever so slightly stronger. Mortars are going to help against critters. Little bit against Seekers, not really though, let's be honest. Here's my tech tree. We've got level 4 cannons, level 4 because level 5 doesn't give you an extra building, and it's all about buildings. That extra damage, not going to be a big deal. Same thing with flares. With flares, you want to have level 3 flares. If you're using Rocket Choppas still, when the flare expires, they will go wandering, and so it can be incredibly frustrating when you flare an engine room and you look up and your Rocket Choppers are attacking machine guns for some reason. So also Sniper Tower, same thing, level 4. I went back and got machine guns. I don't know if I needed to max them or not. I can't remember. I get into a clicking spree sometimes, which can be hugely detrimental on warships, but machine guns against critters and Seekers, both fantastic. Also against Rocket Choppas. So machine guns, one of the few rapid firing defenses that actually takes out Rocket Choppas. Bullet, huge mistake at this point. Don't go for Bullet. It might be long-term, he might be good, but you want to rush to the right-hand side. The more right we can go, the better off you're going to be. I went up against someone who had a Sky Shield and Heavy Choppas yesterday, so people are rushing right. The faster you rush to the right, the fewer defenses they're going to have, so I always recommend going right. But that being said, I went back and got machine guns. I also went back and got boom cannons. Now, I maxed my boom cannons. That might have been a clicking mistake as well. Do vote in the comments. Let me know if you think I should have maxed boom cannons or not. I think that was likely a mistake, but I'm open to hearing what you guys said. It's voting day in the US, so if I make things about voting, or that's probably why I'm not in the US, but I'm hoping that everyone down there goes out and votes. And I say down there because I'm up here in Canada looking out the window at my US friends. This, again, tech tree, critters, so important. GBE, I did not max this, but it's just part of my tree at this point. Might want to max that later on. Also, might want to max shocks. We've gone into 4 engine rooms and gone one beyond. That shock mine is so critical because everything is a ground warfare at this point. As you can see here, I have been losing this morning. I went out on a victory streak last night. In those 16 hours since the last attack, everything went to crap. Everything has changed. The metas are different now, so I had to go get those shock mines. I've got a shock mine hidden back here for critters. I've got one hidden here. I've got one along this wall. I've got one hidden here. This is my initial placement only. We're going to have to change things up most definitely, but let's just stop yapping and get into some attacking. All my wins yesterday were with 5 boats of Rocket Choppas, 3 boats of Seekers. Things changed though, and as you can see, this person likely has put a bunch of thought into where the heck their stuff is going, so I'm a little bit nervous. I gotta say, I am not super duper stoked on my attacking skills with Seekers at this point. I find that you have to kinda get them rocking and rolling, and I am not at that point quite yet. So probably gonna make all sorts of mistakes, hoping that my Seekers and my critters can do some damage in tandem, because I'm already seeing a huge roadblock. You see that shock mine right there? Gross. So throwing out all sorts of critters. This is why maxing critters is fairly critical. Look at this. That shock mine placement is brilliant. So kudos to this person. Their shock mine placements so far have been incredibly good, but I think we can keep crushing through here. Their flamethrowers are not maxed, thankfully, and I think as a result we can just burn on through all of that stuff. Realistically, I probably want to start trying to take engine rooms using critters, throwing them on and throwing shocks and stuff like that. But this person, I just got to get used to navigating around and through shock mines at this point. So let's see what JRC27 had for a time. 3 minutes, 9 seconds. That shock mine there not popped. Otherwise, almost every shock mine popped. I think we pulled out our first win of the day. Let's have a look, see how our shock mines did, see how they combated them, and hopefully adjust things ever so slightly. So realistically, that shock mine not doing anything for us. So that path doesn't make any sense, so we're going to have to change that up. This shock mine doing great things. That shock mine also... Is this one going to come a factor? Yes, it is. So far, shock mine's doing pretty good things. This shock mine right here, actually, it did pretty well as too. So lots and lots of good stuff. But I think I'm going to move this shock mine and slowly making things better. That is my number one goal in Warships, is just incremental changes, slight differentials, and just make things bit by bit better. That's all you can ask for with the warship. So see how that shock mine does, and let's just keep rocking in the free world. So yeah, let me know if you see any changes here, if this helped you with your tech tree. Basically, that is going to be questionable. So I'm actually going to change things up a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to send some rocket choppers for this engine room, and what that's going to do is that's going to change our left-hand side seekers pathing, so they go for this engine room instead. It's going to be a bit of a risk, but I think it's going to pay off, because otherwise this person has just way too many boom mines, and I'm not comfortable with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1 2 1 2 3, and then we're going to delay just a second, and we're going to flare onto there, and then we're going to drop all of these seekers over here and hope that we can take down that engine room before our seekers make the wrong turn. Come on, don't do it, dudes. There we go. So that was my entire goal here, was to get all of this stuff so that maybe, just maybe, we can save some seekers and get that back engine room down. Not super duper convinced that that was the right answer, but we've got a shot at this point. I think we're going to lose, but we did delay a couple good seconds there, so we still have a shot, but I think every single second that goes by, we're just going to get pummeled. So definitely need to tighten up my 4 engine room game at this point. Falling behind, but that's the beautiful thing about warships. There were many complaints you see on Boom Beach Discord. People are like, I'm just waiting for someone to spawn. I can't attack anything. My map is clear. Warships lets you attack all day, every day, and we managed to come within 4 seconds. So I think that meta has potential. I just need to tidy it up a little bit. Let's see how Mr. Mook, I don't know how to say that, those umlaut or whatever the heck that is. Look at this. They actually went from the left-hand side. So that is a good start by us. I mean, we're making them go the long route, which is good. That added a couple seconds for certain. Now we just got to see how well our shock mines are doing. So far, so good. But that one shock mine right there, not ideal, I don't think. So that's what we're going to do right here. We're going to move this into, like, say, here. That seems like a reasonable spot for it. Right about there, probably better, because they got to come get this engine room first. Due to the pathing, they're going to come all the way and get this one before this one. That's why I've organized them like so. Oh, so much stuff going on here. So much stuff, and we've already fallen down. Whoa. Okay, so this looks very doable using shocks. And okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go like... I don't think I need anything fancy here. This person does not have shock mines, I don't think. So let's just go like this. We're going to go 1 2 3 1 2, and then we're going to go something like this, and I'm going to drop all critters on that back bit, and we're going to throw a shock right about there. And that back engine room should be crittered. Come on, dudes. Let's go. Just need to keep this shock active, and that should get this back engine room down in a reasonable amount of time. Come on. getting Barrage, I am so tempted to get Barrage every time I get a base like this, but I don't really don't think that Barrage is the right answer. So running over someone, 3RB Arabic dude or dudette coming in hot. Let's see what they've got for a time. I really like the fact they can't shock both our machine guns without a perfect shock, having to throw lots and lots of GBE to clear those shock mines. Doing all right. I mean, the times against our base have not been fantastic. We're getting down into 312, 313, 314, so that has given me a chance to win, and that's all I can ask for at this point. So we're going to do one more good attack. That might take a little while, but we'll see. I mean, these are not great attacks. Hopefully you guys can throw some comments, let me know how I can improve my attacks. I feel like my defenses are doing all right, but my attacks definitely need work. Now, can this boom cannon reach if I throw a heavy... I think that's what I'm going to do again. I'm going to go something like this. Definitely going to impact the pathing, and I think that is a good option. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to go something like this, and then as soon as that's in place, we're going to go like that. Critters back in there, throwing the shock on the flamethrowers. Uh-oh. Can we get this down in time to get all of this? See, I didn't impact the pathing. That's the problem with losing that Rocket Choppa. Not quite fast enough. And as a result, we're losing all our critters, and this is just not an ideal attack. But we're still going to be fairly quick simply by getting our Seekers to not come to this engine room. Saves us a couple seconds. As I was zooming in, I should have been throwing critters. Our time, 319, decent. I'm not happy with that attack, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. And I really do think mixing some Rocket Choppas in with your Seekers can make your attacks much better. And as a result, you're going to speed your times up. This person actually did. I'm curious to see how they did it. I feel like the fact that their Rocket Choppa was over there is a mistake. So let's have a quick look, see what the heck Pet Boss? I don't even want to. I feel like I'm going to say something derogatory by accident. So pulling out a big victory. Let's have a look, see what they're doing. Obviously, I feel like the unspoken thing about this, look at that. Let's see how much time they're wasting here. So much time wasted. So not a great strategy, I don't feel like, but I feel like the MVP at the moment is shock mines. There is not a lot of air attacks happening. So in the beginning, I said, hey, mines are not going to be super useful. Boom mines not going to be super useful. On the contrary, shock mines, so good. Anyways, if you're in the States, please do go vote. I don't care who you vote for. I'm not going to tell you my opinions on that because it really doesn't matter. But I hope you do go vote. And otherwise, the rest of the world's going to be watching to see what the heck happens today. I shall talk to you soon. Thank you for coming in. Do consider liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, all that sort of good stuff. Comment, please. I need a few tips. Need to tidy up my attacks. The next time you see me, I will be in gold, though. Should have waited to get those chests down in here, but I'm just way too impatient. Needed to get into shock mines. I shall talk to you soon. Thank you for coming in. I'm Zedmont. Peace.